Firstly, I take a spoolie and I comb this through the brows so that all the hairs are lying in the same direction, and this just allows me to see the shape of my brows better. Once that's done, I'm ready to fill them in. I use the Wet n Wild Eyebrow Kit. I've been using it for well over a year now. It's fantastic and it's only $3.99. I bought a new one for the purpose of this video because the one I'm still using is fairly haggard looking, but it just goes to show you that you're getting fantastic value for your money. It just lasts and lasts. I like to begin with the middle shade in the kit, which is the lighter of the two shades of brown. I begin at the mark just above my iris, and I just like to start sketching along the lower portion of my brow first. At this stage, I just like to lay down the base colour, so I'm not really going to be too precise at the minute. This is kind of like the guideline. I like to get the bulk of the product down on the hairs first, and then I properly carve out the shape of my brow later. As you can see, a little goes a long way. I like to start with a small amount of the product and feather this through the brow hairs to build up the colour. That way I won't end up overfilling in my brows. My brows are very light in colour in comparison to my hair. I don't know if they are grey or very light brown, but either way I like to darken them because when I do, you can really see that I actually have an okay shape to my brows. I'm literally just filling in the hairs that are there. I don't need to really overdraw them. I just need to add in some definition, particularly at the lower part of the front of my brows because the hairs are quite sparse there. So now that I have that base colour down, I can start to perfect the shape. Again, I'm starting at the point just above the iris. I'm taking a little bit of product and using short little strokes to give the bottom of the brow some definition. Once I have that line down, without taking any more product on my brush, I like to flick and feather the colour up into the hairs at the start of the brow, and then I pull the rest down along the length of the brow. Then I'm going back in once more with that light brown shade. I just prefer to use powder opposed to pencils or gels because I rather the finish that they give to the brows. While I do like my brows to be defined, I still like them to look somewhat natural. You can see that my brows, while they are darker in colour and there is definition there, they aren't very crisp and sharply drawn on. You can still see the brow hairs and they are not very opaque. Some patches are darker than others and I'm going to emphasise that now in a minute. But first I like to take a concealer, anyone will do. This is just one I'm loving lately, not only for my brows but for my face as well. I use this to clean up the shape of the base of the bottom portion of my brows only, to make sure the lines are straight where they are meant to be straight and curved at the arch where they are meant to be curved. Then I'm going back to the kit and I'm taking that dark brown shade. I'm applying a little bit of that throughout the brow, starting at the base as always. Like I said, I prefer the look of the brows when there's a couple of tones used, as I feel it gives the brows a more natural appearance. Lastly then, I'm taking my spoolie and going back to the kit and using the wax. Now I'm using a touch of the wax, and I'm using this to hold everything in place, but as well to kind of fluff up the brow hairs. I like them to be seen through the product opposed to being masked by it. And then that's it. So a very noticeable difference, but at a very low cost. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it somewhat helpful. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in my next video.